Say the word and we can run round the earth and around the sun. Say the word and we can stay. Say the word.
Hi there, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have a different kind of video, an actual install video. Today I'm going to show you how to install a Feuling Short Sump Plug in a fairly paranoid manner. This is a format of videos that I really wanted to do, and I've recorded all of this footage for all of this stuff, and I've not really gotten around to it. So this sump plug is a pretty simple thing that I can finally take a crack at it, kind of like practice. So I purchased mine at Hardcore Cycles. I think they gave me one out of a bulk purchase that they made to supply their shop. As far as I understand, it comes with other stuff if you buy it directly or as a single. This was just one of the lowest prices that I could find, and it was about $14 shipped. There isn't really much to say about a sump plug. It is just designed to make sure it doesn't block the pickup port on the, I think it's the scavenge side. This is supposedly one of the cures for sumping in a Milwaukee 8, and if yours is sumping, then I would switch to this plug. Mine didn't come with any sort of sealant or anything like that. The instructions recommend a Loctite thread sealant to put on the threads. I went with this because it is actually designed for oil fittings and stuff like that, and it's rated up to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. So I think this may work just as good, if not probably better. Also, this tube was under $6 instead of the 20 plus for the Loctite thread sealant. And just to make it clear, a thread sealant, not a locker. Do not put Loctite on this plug. That's everything I can really think of saying right now, so let's get out to the bike and install this. As you can see in the beginning of the video, I just got back from a ride, so the bike is hot, and I just pulled that oil drain plug, and now I'm heating up the sump plug area with my heat gun. It's set to 450 degrees Fahrenheit. This is to loosen up the sealant or thread locker that they put on it, just to make it as easy as possible to get out, so there's no stripping or problems with it. Just want to make sure this comes out as easy as possible. Just checking my ratcheting direction here to make sure it's correct. I heated up the area for roughly a total about 2.5 to 3 minutes. So that is quite a bit more oil in there than I expected. Just a rough estimation, looks like it may be a little more than the 6 ounces that was healthy, so maybe this was a necessary modification. This sump plug area, it drains oil a little bit the entire time. I wasn't ever able to get it to stop even after 10 minutes. So I just kept cleaning at it until I could stop it from dripping just long enough to make sure I could put the plug in there without any oil on those threads. This is where I finally got it to stop dripping just long enough to do this. As you can see, I have it prepared right there. So for the actual installation, the instructions say to hand tighten it. So I'm not using any tools just yet. Just ignore the stubby, Allen, it didn't do anything, as you'll see. The instructions state to hand tighten it with a ratchet until it is snug, and then you turn it 1.5 to 2.5 times. For me, I'm paranoid about this because if you over tighten it, you can crack the engine case. And that is a repair I definitely don't want to pay for. So I went about and I read instructions, forum posts, asked questions, and I looked up the service manual. The manual states for the stock plug to torque it down to 120 to 144 inch-pounds. The Feuling plug is not tapered, but the stock one is. These values are definitely way too high for comfort, at least for me. So after this hand tightening sequence that I'm doing right now, I decided to half the values with the torque wrench. I'm doing this with a very light touch to hand snug it. Now that it feels like it's not going to move anymore, I'm going to use the torque wrench. The first value is 60 inch-pounds. Testing to see if the plug moves at all. It seems to move just a little bit, so we'll do the second torque value now. That value is 80 inch-pounds. Being paranoid, I only let it ring out once, and that was it. It should now be installed to the correct depth as signified in the instructions. And that is how I install a Feuling Short Sump Plug on a Milwaukee 8 engine. I've taken the bike for a ride now, and now I'm inspecting the plug to make sure it's installed correctly. This install depth actually looks really similar to Feuling's video on their sump plug. It seems to be roughly in the same location, if not just a slight bit deeper, but within that safe range. I'm going to pop this up on screen for you so you can see right now about how closely similar they were installed. Seems to be maybe a thread and a half deeper, not by much. So most of this install was really just driven by paranoia. I didn't want to crack the case, I didn't want to risk it. I tried to ask a whole bunch of questions, just basically how do I do this as safely as possible. It seemed to turn out just fine. I'm pretty sure you could probably just follow the instructions and it'll be just fine too, but paranoia as it does. I just want to make sure this went smoothly. I recorded a fair bit of extra footage to inspect this, so just enjoy watching me poke at the damn thing. The install seems to have gone fairly well. It seems to be at the right depth, and it's sealed up. There's no leaks, and it's been a few thousand miles and it still looks great. Well, that is everything I have for this video. Thanks for watching. Let me know if you use this install method, and I will see you later.